Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schur charged tonight with second-degree murder for shooting Patrick Lyoya in the back of the head while Lyoya was on the ground. This afternoon's announcement coming after months of investigation by state police.
In case you're just joining us, here's the very latest on this, including the booking photo that was just released. Kent County prosecutor Chris Becker says the charge of second-degree murder was the highest possible here because there was no evidence of premeditation. Second-degree murder is a felony. It's punishable in Michigan by life in prison with the possibility of parole.
Officer Schur has turned himself in and could be arraigned on the charge as soon as tomorrow. Victor Williams is live at Grand Rapids Police Department with community reaction. Victor, some people are protesting the way that this was all handled.
Kimberly, Jason, this group of protesters behind me, they all believe that this should have happened a lot sooner. Right now, they are in a moment of silence for Patrick Lyoya. But at the same time, many are saying that this is at least a step in the right direction.
At least now with this, there's a step forward.
The news of second-degree charges being filed against Officer Christopher Schur for the death of Patrick Lyoya was a big relief for those in Grand Rapids like Alex Bradley and Dion Morris.
I'm happy that they're finally doing something. I feel like they overlook crime on people of color.
Even though the charges are in a way holding the Grand Rapids police officer accountable, that didn't stop protesters from making their presence known at the Grand Rapids Police Department. Some, however, believe the time it took to get here, 66 days, may have been too long.
At least it's happening now. Better late than never.
As the police department and other businesses nearby board up their fronts, Kent County prosecutor Chris Becker believes there will be another side not too happy with the charges filed.
I think it's split, to be honest with you. I mean, I think there's been this, I think the general consensus is I think there's a huge amount of community pressure that thinks I should charge, and if I don't charge, something's going to happen. But I mean, literally just before I came over here, I got an email from somebody saying, I don't think you should charge.
But Dion believes either way, this speaks volumes about the direction of policing in America.
It gives me hope that once my kids is grown and they're out here in the community or whatnot, I could put some type of trust into the police to do their jobs when crime is being committed against them, kids of color.
And Attorney General Dana Nessel was also able to weigh in, saying she commends the prosecutor and that now it will be up to the justice system to decide if this officer is indeed innocent or guilty. For now, we are reporting live in Grand Rapids. Victor Williams, Local 4. Back to you.
Okay, Victor, thanks. Well, the Grand Rapids police chief just spoke in the aftermath of today's charging decision.
Chief Eric Windstrom is recommending the city manager suspend Officer Christopher Schur without pay pending termination.
I recognize the impact this will have on a longtime employee and a friend of many at the Grand Rapids Police Department, but I think it is the right thing to do. Over the past 2 months, under the most challenging conditions, the men and women of the Grand Rapids Police Department have been giving 100% and are doing an incredible job for the city. I am unaware of another agency involved in such a high-profile incident which demonstrated such a level of professionalism during such a difficult time.
And Patrick Lyoya's father was in downtown Detroit this afternoon before the charging decision was announced.
Let's bring in Mara McDonald with this. And Mara, the Kent County prosecutor, as you reported during the 5 today, phoned Peter Lyoya just minutes before making this public announcement.
Jason, he sure did, and he gave him the info on what the charging decision would be. He gave him his condolences and explained why it took 60 plus days to get here and what he was waiting for. Take a listen.
What we do think today shows
kitu yenye tunafikiri leo inaonesha
is something that Ben Crump and I,
ni kitu yenye kama mie na Ben Crump,
on the behalf of the family,
na kupitia kwa jamaa ya Patrick Lyoya,
have not just been saying,
hatukuwa tu tuko tunasema,
but have been publicly showing you and proving to you the evidence.
Na tuko tunabaonesha ma evidence yote nyoko pale,
that there is no excuse whatsoever
na kukuata kitu moya ya kujisikize pale popote
for Patrick being shot in the back of the head.
Patrick's father, Peter, flanked by attorney Van Johnson and interpreter Israel Siku.
Okay, I want to say, and I know if we didn't see the video And if we didn't show the world what happened to Patrick, we were not going to be here where we are.
While pleased with the charging decision, both Patrick's father and Van Johnson acknowledged this is not a conviction and there is a long way to go.
My heart was really broken during these 2 months, the past 2 months.
Basi maneno yalikuwa yanasemewa
because a lot of things were said,
lakini uhakika sikukuwa nao.
I was not quite sure with the truth in my hand.
Basi na nilikuwa naona kabisa labda hakuna sheria ya Marekani.
And I was thinking maybe there's no justice in America.
Back here live, Van Johnson says expect civil litigation to be filed in this case sooner rather than later. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Yeah, all right, Mara, of course, we'll be watching Grand Rapids tonight and, of course, waiting to see when Christopher Scher is appearing before a judge. That could happen as soon as tomorrow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a Republican candidate for governor facing federal charges for his alleged role in the January 6th riots. FBI agents raided Ryan Kelly's home in Allendale and took him into custody on misdemeanor charges. Federal investigators say Kelly was recorded on video outside the Capitol on the day of the riots. Kelly is one of 5 candidates on the August 2nd Republican primary ballot. His arrest makes for the 15th Michigander arrested for their involvement in the January 6th attack. He was released this afternoon on a personal bond.
The timing of Kelly's arrest raising some eyebrows since tonight is the first hearing for the January 6th committee investigating the Capitol attack. Michigan will likely have a leading role in tonight's primetime hearing. Grant Herm's working on this for us today. And Grant, there's a lot of Michigan ground to cover here.
There really is, and we are talking more than 17 months of it right now. And Michigan has consistently been at the center of all of this, whether it was a mob at the former TCF Center on election night to false claims of voter fraud, fake slates of electors, and Capitol rioters. All of that pointing to the fact that Michigan will likely take center stage tonight at these hearings.
The first hearing is expected to focus on the day of the attack, where so far 15 Michiganders have been arrested and charged. 6 have pleaded guilty to crimes surrounding that day.
Prominent Michiganders may come under scrutiny, like State Representative Matt Maddock and his wife, Michigan Republican Party co-chair Meshawn Maddock.
The pair helped charter more than a dozen buses to the Stop the Steal rally. Matt Maddock was also among the 16 false electors who attempted to submit forged election documents, giving the election to former President Trump. Also potentially GOP candidate for governor Ryan Kelly, who was arrested and charged just hours before the hearings. The committee also subpoenaed 5 Michigan Republicans, including the state's national chair and former state party chair Laura Cox. We also expect to hear from Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, who testified over video to the committee. She talked to Local 4 about her testimony by phone this afternoon.
What became clear, even more clear to me as I spoke with the committee, was just how much a lot of what we experienced throughout 2020 in Michigan laid the groundwork for the tragedy at our Capitol on January 6th.
Now, one other prominent Michigander that we could see in these hearings is Congresswoman Lisa McClain. She was among those members of Congress who didn't certify every state's slate of electors. She was also seen with would-be attackers in her office in pictures on January 5th. The January 6th committee did not respond to my questions about whether McClain was under investigation for giving what have been so-called reconnaissance tours the day before the January 6th attack on the Capitol. For her part, McClain saying on Twitter that these hearings from the January 6th committee are a media sham. In downtown Detroit, Grant Herms, Local 4.
Yeah, but people will be watching, and you know we will be as well. All right, Grant. The 9-person January 6th committee is made up of 7 Democrats, 2 Republicans, and it'll make its case for 90 minutes during prime time tonight. You can watch that right here on Local 4 and Local 4 Plus. Our special coverage starts at 8. It's anchored by Lester Holt, and we will be also bringing it to you on clickondetroit.com. If you miss any of it, we'll recap it on Local 4 News at 11.
Today, legislative leaders are calling for the passage of funding for more after-school programs. They met at the downtown boxing gym in Detroit, discussing ways to allow more students the opportunity to participate in after-school learning. The director of the Michigan After School Partnership says more than 750,000 students don't have access to these programs, which they say educates students in vital lessons learned outside the classroom.
These funds are going to help students with their unfinished learning needs, create safe spaces outside of school hours, and add extracurricular activities that will foster and motivate deeper academic success.
Students and leaders took a tour of the boxing gym, which provides students academic mentorship as well as athletic programming.